Well, well, well. The Obama administration is trying to play musical chairs in its reaction to one of the greatest scandals to hit Washington, D.C. in recent years. Attorney General Eric Holder is trying to obfuscate the results of a congressional investigation regarding the operations of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. This is Operation Gunrunner and its Project Fast and Furious, in which the ATF allowed and even perpetrated the illegal sale of guns across the border into Mexico, which guns then were used in the perpetration of crimes in Mexico and in the United States, including the murder of federal law enforcement agents. But Obama and Holder are playing musical chairs. What they are doing is shifting various persons within the ATF and within the Justice Department. In other words, shifting them around various offices and even various offices throughout the country in an attempt to indicate that they have solved the problems created by this ATF scandal. However, it is not going to wash. The House Committee on Oversight, which is chaired by Congressman Darrell Issa of California, indicates that the investigation of this scandal will continue and that Congress will attempt to get to the bottom of that. What Congress really ought to do is scrap the entire Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. It ought to scrap a lot of the federal firearms laws along with it. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't be a bad idea if Congress undertook a full-scale investigation of the entire Justice Department. Of course, a lot of the members of the House of Representatives and the United States Senate who support these ridiculous federal firearms laws themselves ought to be scrapped. That, of course, is up to the voters in the United States. There will be an election next year in November of 2012. At that time, people in the United States can begin scrapping the gun grabbers in Congress by voting them out of office, one by one. It's time to reform our federal firearms laws and to get rid of those which are unnecessary, onerous, burdensome, and give the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and other federal agencies too much power. It's time to curtail the power of ATF, to scrap it altogether, to curtail the authority of the Department of Justice, to begin looking at the authority of all the federal agencies, to begin cutting down on the federal government, to begin returning the powers of government to the people of the United States where they belong.